Welcome to the September 24th regular meeting. If you're zooming in from home, thank you for joining us this evening. At this time, please rise for the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I do not have a board president's report this evening, so we're going to go to our new student representatives. Molly and Grace, we welcome you and can't wait to hear what you have to say.
Okay, so tonight we're going to be starting with the activities at OTHS First. So DECA's first meeting was yesterday and 56 members attended, and their first major event is going to be DECAWeen. Key Club's first general meeting was last week on the 18th, and their first major event was the beach cleanup at Belmar. And their most upcoming event is the canned food drive, which is going to be sponsored all throughout October. No Place for Hate, which was an initiative last year, and it was implemented as a club this year's first meeting was September 16th, and there's a lot of people at that meeting. The Italian Club's first meeting was today, and there was a bunch of freshmen there, which was a good surprise. The Hispanic Culture Club will be meeting tomorrow, so Wednesday the 25th. Student Council has been going very well so far. This week we have this back to school night we helped out with and freshman orientation, and next week we're meeting with Ms. Kazuba to address the scheduling changes, maybe for next year. Class officers, the freshman class need more people. Sophomore class, there's nothing really to report. The junior class, our first fundraising event is being worked on, and it's most likely going to be a fundraiser at Chipotle or another restaurant. And the senior class is hosting their first senior sunrise on Friday.
Okay, now in sports, starting with boys soccer, the boys soccer team is doing super well so far. They're 6-1, and they're ranked number 1 in B North Division. They had a really good game last night in Long Branch. They won 3-2. Like the last minute, it was great. Next in girls soccer, we're having a tough season so far, but we just tied in double overtime game with SJV a few hours ago. But our record does definitely not reflect our team skill. We're doing better. We're coming up. Next in field hockey, they're having a great season as well, pretty tough, but they have a brand new coach and some young girls, some young captains. They're doing very well. In football, we're 1-3 right now. Our last game was Friday at Middletown North, but we have a bye this week. Hopefully going to come out strong next week. Girls tennis is also having a tough season, but captains Julia Fiorentino and Maya Brosniak have had several cool smashes, and the team has welcomed a bunch of new freshman players, and they're having 2 teams this year, a full JV team, which is the first in a while. The girls and boys cross country are doing really well. They just placed 4th in divisionals, and Leah Starkey, a freshman, won first in the freshman class for their Battle of the Classes. She had a great time, and she's going to set a lot of records for our school. And lastly, in esports, the esports team won their first game in Super Smash Bros. Against Somerville, 2-1.
Thank you, girls. Great job. Sounds like there's a lot going on over there. Thank you. All right, with that, we will move on to the superintendent's report. Ms. Weldon.
Yes, thank you. Good evening, everyone. I do want to just recognize all the administrators in the back of the room for putting on fantastic back to school nights at all of their schools. Mr. Amato and the Township of Ocean Intermediate School is up next. We have our 5th and 6th grade back to school night tomorrow night, and 7th and 8th grade Thursday night. So that'll conclude our back to school night tour. But we've heard nothing but great response from our parents and our community, and excellent job to all of you. Also, we've getting great feedback from both staff and students on our new cell phone procedure. So congratulations to the team of administrators and the committees that put that together as well. That seems to be working very well. And it's bringing back an engagement in the classroom that is so necessary, and also a human to human interaction that we certainly know enhances all of us, staff, students, and the entire school environment. The energy and the spirit is noticeable, and I know that did not just happen, and that is a great deal to do with the work that you all did over the summer to bring this opening to be one of the best we've had in a very long time. So thank you so much for that. And I did just want to bring parents' attention. We have changed the date of an important event that we certainly hope you can come out to. On October 8th, we will be hosting a parent information session on internet safety and child exploitation. It was originally scheduled for a different night, but it is now being held on October 8th at the Township of Ocean Intermediate School cafeteria, but it is open to parents throughout the district of all grade levels, and we encourage parents to join us that evening.
What time?
7:30 p.m. is the event. The intermediate school will be having its PTA meeting prior at 7 p.m., but the event, which you can just come for the event, begins at 7:30.
Great.
And that concludes my report.
Thank you very much. Okay, with that, we'll go on to the school business administrators report. Mr. Hastings?
Thank you, Madam President. I have nothing to add to what we discussed upstairs.
Thank you so much. All right, at this point in the meeting, we will now conduct the first of two public comment sessions. The first session will be open for public comments on agenda items only. Excuse me, and the second session will be at the end of the meeting and can be on any topic. Board of Education recognizes the value of public comment on educational issues and the importance of allowing members of the public to express themselves on school matters of community interest. Public comment is not a question and answer session. School-specific questions can be directed to the administration. The superintendent's contact information is on the podium, and we encourage you to contact her with any questions. Public participation shall be governed by the following rules. Each statement made by a participant shall be limited to 5 minutes duration. No participant may speak more than once on the same topic until all others who wish to speak on that topic have been heard. Would anyone from the public like to comment on any agenda item at this time? Is there anyone in the room? Ms. Conway, is there anyone in the queue?
No, Madam President, there is nobody in the queue.
Okay, thank you so much. With that, we will move on to our action items. Mr. McCarthy.
Move to approve my item 5.1. You have a second?
Second.
Item 5.1, Mr. Dalton,
Yes.
Mrs. Dam,
Yes.
Mrs. Gilman,
Yes.
Mr. McCarthy,
Yes.
Mr. Governor,
Yes.
Mr. Schneider,
I recuse myself.
Mrs. Talarico, Mr. Weinstein,
Yes.
Ms. Parlonis.
Yes,
Items carried.
thank you, Mr. McCarthy. Personnel, Ms. McGovern.
I'd like to approve item move to approve items 6.1 through 6.18. May I please have a second?
Second.
All items 6.1 to 618, Mr. Dalton,
Yes.
Mrs. Dam,
Yes.
Mrs. Gilman,
Yes to all, recused from head wrestling coach.
thank you, Mr. McCarthy,
Yes.
Ms. McGovern,
Yes.
Mr. Schneider,
Yes.
Mr. Weinstein,
Yes.
Ms. Parlonis.
Yes,
Items carried.
thank you, Ms. McGovern. Financial Management and Resource Services, Mr. Weinstein.
Thank you, Madam President. I'd like to move for approval of 7.1 to 7.16. I get a second?
Second.
All items 7.1 through 7.16, Mr. Dalton,
Yes.
Mrs. Dam,
Yes.
Ms. Gilman,
Yes to all, recused from 7.4, youth wrestling.
thank you, Mr. McCarthy,
Yes.
Mrs. McGovern,
Yes.
Mr. Schneider,
Yes.
Mr. Weinstein,
Yes.
Ms. Parlonis.
Yes,
Items carried.
thank you, Mr. Weinstein. Instruction, Education, and Student Activities, Mrs. Gilman.
Yes, Madam President, move to approve items 8.1 through 8.4.
Second.
Is there a second?
8.1 through 8.4, Mr. Dalton,
Yes.
Mrs. Dam,
Yes.
Mrs. Gilman,
Yes,
Mr. McCarthy,
Yes.
Mrs. McGovern,
Yes.
Mr. Schneider,
Yes.
Mr. Weinstein,
Yes.
Ms. Parlonis.
Yes,
Items carried.
thank you, Mrs. Gilman. Going to hand you policy. So if you wouldn't mind doing that as
I'll
well.
continue that as well. Move to approve item 9.1. This is the second reading of our, the third reading and final revision to the following policies.
Second.
This is item 9.1, Mr. Dalton,
Yes.
Mrs. Dam,
Yes.
Mrs. Gilman,
Yes,
Mr. McCarthy,
Yes.
Ms. McGovern.
Yes.
Mr. Schneider,
Yes.
Mr. Weinstein.
Yes.
Ms. Paralamas.
Yes.
Items carry.
Thank you once again, Ms. Gilman. Public Relations, Mr. Weinstein.
Yes, I'd like to move for approval 10.1.
Second.
Item 10.1, Mr. Dalton,
Yes.
Mrs. Dan,
Yes.
Mrs. Gilman,
Yes.
Ms. McCarthy,
Yes.
Ms. McGovern,
Yes.
Mr. Schneider,
Yes.
Mr. Weinstein,
Yes, and I'd like to thank all the sponsors.
Ms. Paralamas.
Yes.
Item carries.
Thank you, Mr. Weinstein. This time I'd like to ask the board if there's any old business. No? Is there any new business from the board? Mr. McCarthy?
Yeah, I would like to just post the board. I don't want to ask for this without the board approving it, but I would just like to see a report of attendance of board members for the past year to date. By member. If possible.
Is that something that full board would like to see? Anyone?
I'm okay with seeing it. Doesn't seem like that would take a lot to do.
I don't even need it presented at a meeting, just emailed out.
Is that something that the board would like to do, or there's no?
Yeah, no,
interest?
I have no problem with that.
I mean, people who go to executive session also go to regular session. Is that the breakdown?
I'd like that, yeah.
Would that be okay, Mr. Hastings?
Yes, and for what time period?
Year to date,
Year to date you're interested in?
and
Okay.
calendar year to date.
Calendar.
All right, is there any other new business in the board? All right, once again, we're going to open up public comment on any item, and a reminder once again, public comment is not a question and answer session. School-specific questions can be directed to the administration. Superintendent's contact information is on the podium, and we encourage you to contact her with any questions. Public participation shall be governed by the following rules. Each statement made by participant shall be limited to 5 minutes, and no participant may speak more than once on the same topic until all others who wish to speak on that topic have been heard. Would anyone from the public like to comment on any agenda item at this time? Ms. Conway, is there anyone in the queue?
No, Madam President, there are no commenters.
Okay, may I please have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Second.
Okay, meeting is adjourned. Thank you all so much.